Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I'm going to be going through and giving you an update on my OGame account. So the last time I showed this account off was back in August of 2022, and at that point I was at about 1.25 billion points. Now, in that time period, I have not really had that much growth on the account. Right now, I'm only at 1.34 billion points, so not a ton of growth. But the reason for that is because I have been saving resources for quite some time now. I was intending to save up for the Lifeforms expansion that was announced last year. They had initially announced that it was going to be put on older universes by the end of 2022, but they have had to delay it several times now due to server performance issues that it causes. And they just announced yesterday on the forums that they are now delaying it until at least March. So it's still going to be delayed for a couple more months, and they didn't even say for sure that it was going to be March. They said at least March. So um, it's not coming out anytime soon. So with the amount of resources that I have been saving up, I can go through and do Astro 28 and 29, which are going to unlock the 16th planet slot for me. Now, Astro 28 and 29 are generally one of the harder sets of technology to go and complete because of the cost. So I have a spreadsheet here, and the cost for Astro 28 and 29 combined is about 281 million, or I'm sorry, 281 billion MSU. It's a fairly expensive set of technologies to go through and complete. So in total, it's going to cost me 40 billion metal, 80 billion crystal, and 40 billion deuterium. But I've been saving for quite some time, and with the resource packages that I have acquired from some of the events, I will be able to go through and get them started here today. Now, I was planning to continue saving the resources that I had for life forms too, but the issue is that a couple days ago I had a very terrible change announced for me on my universe, and that is that the universe that I play on, TerraZ, over on the US community, is going to be shut down on the 17th. So this was a very sudden announcement, about a week of warning that the universe that I play on is going to be shut down. And that means that in just a couple days, I am going to have to pick one of a couple new universes to move my account to. And the issue that I have here is that my universe has a 1x fleet speed, which is something that I quite enjoy as it gives me a lot more breathing room. I don't have to check the game as much to see if I'm being attacked and things like that, because it takes quite a long time for an attacking fleet to reach any of my planets, so I have a lot of time to react. The issue is that the two universes that they've given me as target options both have drastically higher fleet speeds. There is Himalaya, which has 4x fleet speed for everything, which is, it's 4x faster than what I'm currently using. So a 40-hour mission on my current universe will now take 10 hours there. And then the other option is Yilden. Yilden has a variable fleet speed. So if you're doing an attack or any like war type of fleet action, then it's going to be 2x speed. If you're doing a peaceful fleet action like a transport or deployment, it's going to be 6x faster than what I have right now. And the issue with that is fleet saves. So for me, with a fleet the size of mine, in order to have a similar duration fleet save to what I have right now, I am going to have to send my fleet over a much longer distance. Right now, if I do like a 10% fleet save for my fleet between moons in the same system, that's about a 40-hour fleet action. So it'll take 40 hours for it to reach its target. And with that 6 times faster speed, what is that? 40 divided by 6, that'd be just under 7 hours. So it's a drastic set of changes either way, and neither of them are going to be an improvement on the situation I'm currently in. So another factor is that they have both of these options just have 5 galaxies, whereas Terra Z is a 9 galaxy universe. That means that all of my planets that are currently in higher galaxies, let me turn off OG light so I can show the numbers here. So all of my planets above Galaxy 5 are going to be pushed down to one of those lower galaxies, which means that later on, when they merge that universe into one that has more galaxies, I'm going to have to relocate all of those planets again. I will be getting some free relocations out of the merge, though, because of my planets being shifted over by such a large distance, but it's still going to be a painful process, especially as some of these are colder planets. These types of colder planets that I have, they usually take quite a few relocations to get good RNG on them to get a really cold planet. So having these planets pushed down is going to screw me over in that regard. Now, the other thing is that myself and many others are very displeased with how the merge is going, and we've given them a ton of feedback on the forums, but the community manager that was assigned to us back in November just basically came in and ignored all of what we were saying and is saying that we just need to accept the merge, basically. So something that quite a few people in my universe are looking at doing, myself included, is taking advantage of the graveyard system within OGame. The graveyard system, basically, what it does is if you have dark matter on your account, you go into vacation mode, and then you go inactive for 60 days or more, you'll be moved to a graveyard universe. So what we're thinking of doing is, as we're going to move over to Yilden from Terra Z, then we're going to immediately go into vacation mode, and then we're just not going to play the game or play on those accounts for 60 days so that we can get moved over to the graveyard universe. From that graveyard universe, we can then pick a new universe that has settings more appropriate to what we want. So because both of the merge target options are terrible for the players on my universe, we're basically going to have to not play the game for 60 days so that we can actually go over to a universe that has settings that we want to play with. So with all of that, I figured the life form stuff keeps getting delayed. I've been saving resources for so long. I want to get this Astro 28 and 29 done, and then I want to just basically like have sort of a fresh start, and some new stuff to grind for when I come back to the game, a couple months from now. So I am going to go through and do or get the res here for the Astros. I'm going to complete them together here, so give me a minute. I've already got a colonization out too. I'm not going to build the planet up right now, but I wanted to get the planet colonized right away so that I can go through and just go through and get that extra free relocation. Responding to a message. So by getting this extra planet up here in a higher galaxy, when I get merged over to Yilden, that'll be another free relocation that I'm going to get, and then I can delete that planet and either just have that 16th as a mobile to use with my fleet, which I have expanded since the last video, or I can set it up as another just another planet with mines on it. So in the initial video, my fleet had substantially less light fighters, but I think that's basically the only thing that's really changed with my fleet since then is I went from the 10.6 million light fighters up to 15 million. Nothing else really has changed that much other than another 1,000 Death Stars. So let's get this Astro done here. And I am going to continue to do some OGame content in the time period where, I'm not playing my main account. I still have the Bermuda account that I can use to get some stuff together with, and I have thought about going through and making like a new account on a newer universe and just showing the experience of building up an account again. The game has changed quite drastically since the last time I made an account, so I think that might be some good content and might be a good way for me to learn how the lower, or like how the startup of the game plays in the current state. Okay, so I need to get a little bit of resources here. So for the Astro 29, I need to get 51 billion crystal. I'm going to move the crystal I have here over to my moon. And I am going to go to the trader. I have a good exchange rate here. I'm going to trade some deuterium. There's another 8 bill crystal. I'm going to recall that deployment. And I'm going to have to do this a few times. So the next thing that I need to trade is metal. So as soon as this set of cargoes gets back, I'm going to send them back up to get the crystal off the planet so I have space to do the trade. Going to the moon. What's that? Okay, so I need to go to trader. Exchange resources, metal. Got a good exchange rate right off the bat. That's good. Same thing. I have expanded my storage space a little bit on these planets, but with the amount of resources I'm dealing with, it's never going to be quick and easy. Good trade right there. Okay. I'm going to recall those 2 deployments. So that should... Let's see how much crystal that puts me at now. So I need a total of 51 billion crystal here. And actually, I can do another metal trade here once these get back. So just bear with me. This is going to take a minute. Large cargoes did not actually load there. There we go. Exchange resources, metal. I'm getting real lucky with these exchange rates right now. It's just back and forth with this, so that's should be about 40 billion of the 51 billion crystal that I need. I'm going to have to pop a few resource packages here in a moment, though. So I'm just going to move all of my resources off the planet briefly. Then I'm going to pop all of my resource packages. So I have quite a few of these from doing the events. I do not buy these with dark matter. I think they're way too expensive. I also don't want to... I do have really high storage levels on this planet, but I don't want to pop more than I have room for. I don't want to waste them. Recall that fleet back. And I think I should be able to do another metal one, I think. Sometimes these exchange rates, if you're trying to get like the perfect 3-2-1, can take quite a few. There we go. This is the fun process of going through and getting these trades done. And again, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to have room to do these trades here. So I need to clear a little bit of space. It's a lot of back and forth. Let's see how much res that puts me up to now. Just a reminder, so Astro 28's already queued. It's just Astro 29 here that I need to get the res for. So that's 25.5 billion metal and deuterium, and the 51 billion crystal. So I am almost there. Looks like I need to do a deuterium trade. I'm going to move the metal and crystal off the planet because I need just a smidge of the metal back. So I need to trade, I need another about 800 million crystal and about 2 billion metal. So right here, I'll get the metal one done. So that. Oh, that was a really bad exchange rate. And for this one, do 1 billion. Now, when I recall this, that should be enough resources. Just have to wait for it 30 seconds, and then I should be able to go in and insta both of these right away. And seconds. I know this might be a little bit boring, but this is, this is how this goes, trying to do the resource trades there with the merchant. Okay. And that right there is enough for that next Astro. So I'm going to insta, or there's the first half of that. Let's take a look at the scores here before I do this. So right now I'm in 9th place at 1,336,796,886 points. And research-wise, I'm down at 16th at 153.5 million points. So let's see how far I jump up here. And I'll take a picture of this just to keep that track. Let's go to research again. There's Astro 28. And here is good old Astro 29. And with those now done, that pushes me up to just under 1.5 billion points. Research-wise, that's 314 million, almost on the dot. And a reminder that before I was at 153. So that should push me up to sixth place when it comes to research ranking here. And points-wise, I'll be up in the 8th place here. So That is Astro 28 and 29 done. Now I'm gonna send my resources that I have left back up to my moon. And it feels good to have that done. Like, you know, I wanted to continue saving for life forms, but they keep pushing it back. And you know, with them now screwing me over with this merge and the likelihood that I'm gonna just have to go to the or put my account in vacation mode and then go inactive for 60 days on it to get to a universe comparable to the one that I'm currently playing on is not fun. But I've got the 16th planet done, and I could have certainly saved the resources for you know, life forms when I came out of the graveyard server, but you know, Astro 28 and 29 are a pretty huge accomplishment, and I did want to get those done, you know, in my time here on TerraZ, and they're available now for me to do. Whereas the life form stuff, you know, that's not going to be available for how long? And even then, you know, it may not even be available in the March timeframe that they said, because a reminder, they didn't say for sure that it would be there by March. They said they don't think it'll be here until March, or that it won't happen before March. So I expect to see it continue to be delayed, and I won't have the resources to instantly build it out like I wanted to. But given the limitations with the 50 a day life form scanning missions, I wasn't going to be able to complete it right away, regardless of whether or not I had the resources to get it all done day one. So I will be doing another video going over the mechanics of the graveyard universe, and probably like a guide for merges and all that too, sometime in the next week or so. But I hope you enjoyed this little update. You know, that, like I said, the outside of a couple more light fighters and me taking my planets to Crystal 38, there really wasn't any update on my account. And you just watch the big one there with that Astro 28 and 29 increase. So hopefully you enjoyed this this live experience, but that is going to be it for this video. So again, thank you for watching, and thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. More videos are coming out soon. See you guys around.